Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ Marino and we have a movie review today. I'm going to be talking about the brand new horror film, The Night House. In the world of horror films, David Bruckner has been on my radar for quite some time. He did one of my favorite segments in the film VHS. He also did The Ritual, a woodland horror film that really was pretty effective for me. Now he is back with The Night House, a type of haunted house movie, but it's more than that. To say it's just a haunted house, spooky ghost movie is just selling it really short. There's a psychological aspect to this film that is utterly terrifying. There is some really good jump scares as well. Some of my favorite in the whole genre in quite some time. I just really love the sleek directing of this film. It just really speaks to me. The Night House has a artful vibe to it, but it doesn't go full art house, so there's still this kind of accessibility to it. It really reminded me of the first Conjuring movie, a film I really enjoyed, a film that I thought was scary and creepy, was also well made, but was also kind of still a fun horror film that doesn't take itself too seriously. That's what The Night House reminds me of. This has all the elements to be an upcoming kind of modern film that we go to as that is what we need more of in horror. There are so many of these elevated horror films, or those kind of A24 branded ones. This is the type I want to see a bit more of. Sleek, polished, still scary, and having a damn good time. Rebecca Hall stars in this film as Beth. She is a woman grieving the loss of her husband, Owen, who was a big part of her life. There was really a big connection between these two, but she may not know everything about him. In his passing, he may have left a lot of secrets that she has to uncover in this film, from a very weird house to just her whole man's life with maybe another woman possibly. Yeah, there's a lot of layers to this story and it just kept unfolding. I swore I was gonna get into she's seeing the ghost of her ex, an almost a romantic vibe, and there's a romance type, a very old gothic aesthetic to this, but it was just pure psychological horror the whole time. I was so happy that it wasn't just a jump scare filled ghost movie. I'm glad it wasn't just this pretentious artful thing where it's just full of metaphors. No, it kind of mixed a little bit of all of that here. We go through Beth's character and we feel for her. We want to just we want her to get through this movie, and that's the beautiful job of Rebecca Hall as our lead actress, but it's also the directing and the writing. It just all came together to make a very good lead character in a film that I wanted to follow her with her story. You know, horror films, sometimes the leads are sometimes the most unlikable people, but we're forced to deal with them for the running time. Not this film. I actually felt for this character. The moments where she's just sitting with friends and just kind of off onto the her own mental journey, the times where she's just doing stuff of creeping through the house and she hears a song or she gets a text message to look outside, which for me, I do not look outside at nighttime. That is one of my biggest fears, but this movie just jabs me in all my little ooky spooky moments. Yeah, I just love the vibe and the aesthetic, and I do count it down to the acting, to the directing, to that script. It just comes together to really make a fun effort. When talking about the craftsmanship of this film, I cannot ignore that wonderful cinematography from cinematographer Elisha Christian, I believe that's the person's name. Oh my goodness, this cinematography was so stunning, so striking. There was such beautiful, almost painting level of shots. There's a lot of shots that reminded me of old classic 70s films. There's old gothic horror elements to this as well. The cinematography was just absolutely stunning. It was also set very nicely, the whole mood with the score as well. This is one of those films that just works on all those levels where it's wow, the acting's good. Cool. The directing, great. Then the cinematography, then the score, the production design, the house. Oh my god. I'm a fan of what they call house porn, where it's just let's look at stunning houses. These kind of lakeside houses do give me the creeps a little bit because of movies like this, but it was all so stunning. This was just one of those movies where everyone was working. The script does get a little muddled at times. There's a lot going on. They're trying to say a lot. It's just a lot is happening in this film. So I'm just like, okay, we could have scaled it back maybe 10%. But that's one of my favorite things. I don't know what I would have scaled back. What would I have chopped out? One of those scares? What, those are the moments that I can't really figure out what I would get rid of. So it just should be there. It's part of the whole experience. Overall, The Night House from director David Bruckner is one of my favorite horror films of the year. It really just stands out a lot of the kind of other stuff. We have some, franchise stuff like Don't Breathe and The Purge, and then we have some original stuff, but this one really stood out to me. It was just kind of consuming. It just really washed over me, and I thought about this film for a couple of days. I like films like that, and I want to see more like The Night House. What did you guys think of this review? What do you guys think of this movie? Have you had the chance to see it? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth because we make videos like this every single week, and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Alright everyone, let's talk about The Night House, David Bruckner, and horror films down below.